So in this part of the presentation, I talked about doing a more advanced strategy where you could do an automated sequence funnel just like you do with your email. Now, this is something, of course, we're going to set up in a similar way to our email. However, we need to track our data more carefully because this one in particular that I'm showing in this picture uses 6 text messages per person. So we have to consider the cost of that and make sure that we're getting quality leads, whether they're organic or from social media ads. We also need to make sure that what we're sending is really high quality. So we're not just sending some old blog post. We're making either a specific landing page that it's a sales page that gives them all the features of it. We're using videos to show how they work. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but you want to make sure that this funnel is really high quality because it's going to cost more to send than an email funnel would. However, it's going to have better open rates, better click rates. So this video is about how to actually do this in simple texting. Now, simple texting is the only one that I was able to find that actually would do this. So I used several different services beforehand, had from lots of different features, a lot of frustrations. And so far, this has been the only one that I found that does this. However, it's not super user-friendly where you would know this means automated sales sequence because it doesn't look like the emails. So from your autoresponders tab, this is where you're going to set up any time that someone texts in or joins a list, then they'll get it if they get an automatic message back from you. Let's say maybe they're joining your science list and in return they're getting a science freebie. You would set that up here as a single text. However, you can also set up a series of texts to go out, which is really awesome. So let's say that you're selling this big science curriculum bundle. It's like $45 or something. Let's name it Science Bundle number 1, so we know it's message number 1. This is going to be the welcome message. Let's just pretend like my first list says science list. This is where you're going to put in the text message. And then for this one, you'll do immediately after login, and then you'll just save that. So that is just a very simple, here's your message. And then when you put in your link, make sure you click shorten your URLs. I only use this if my message is very long or my link is very long because sometimes it does look spammy. So Pretty Link is also a great one to use as well if your website is a really short name. However, mine is performingineducation.com, which is very long. So it doesn't really benefit me as much. Sometimes I just need to use this link shortener in order to get the message down to one message. You definitely don't want it to be 2 messages and double pay for it. Okay, so you've got your welcome message. Let's say I'm doing number 2, which is where I'm going to share a video about how this free resources we provided them, how it works, or the research behind it, or some of the ways teachers use it in their class, or how to get started. Something that's going to be really valuable while also showing them how amazing this resource is, kind of basing it off of the free part that we gave them. So we're going to put our message there. Now here is where we're actually, and we're keeping this the same because we want it to be the same list, but we're going to choose after delay. So what this means is after someone signs up for this list, pretend it says science bundle because we want to make sure it's specific. We have specific opt-ins and specific lists so that they're getting what they need to be getting. You can actually change it to send it 1 more day after or 1 week after. I like to send mine every other day if it's like a 5-day text campaign. You can also send a follow-up after like 4 weeks if you haven't heard from them. Something that I do, and this is not for teachers, this is the tricky part of being connected to Teach by Teachers, is we cannot tell if they purchase or not. So it's something that more advanced when I have outside sales, I do use Zapier to take them off of this list, this promotional list, if they purchase. We can't do that with TPT, but if somebody has already purchased and they're sick of getting those messages about it, usually they'll just unsubscribe or they'll let you know in the inbox and you can say, oh, I'm so sorry. Thanks for purchasing, and you can take them off of that particular list. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Once you schedule this, you'll just go through and you'll schedule each day separately. So let's say this is day 2. You'll save the autoresponder. You'll go to the new one and then you'll write it and then you'll choose day 3 or whatever it is. And then when you're done, you'll see all of the autoresponders here, and it'll show you that there's a delay. And that means it's set up as an automated sequence. Now it's going to get a little crazy in here when you have different lists and you have like a single autoresponder that just sends them one welcome text. And then for some, you have the 4 or 5 or 6 days of autoresponders. So I don't like that about it, but this is the only one that allows you to delay messages. So highly recommend for that feature.